Hello and welcome to the Saturday, June 27, 2026 edition of Tweet for News. I am Britannia Whittle, bringing you the latest out of the British Virgin Islands. Thank you so much for joining us. We begin with politics. Former House Speaker Julian Willock declined to confirm whether he had been appointed as a special advisor to Premier Dr. Natalia Wheatley. Details in this report. Former House Speaker Julian Willock declined multiple opportunities to confirm whether he has been hired as a special advisor to Premier and Minister of Finance Dr. Natalia Wheatley during an appearance on the Talking Points radio program on Monday. The question has attracted public attention since March, when Dr. Wheatley disclosed at a press conference that his office was seeking to engage Willock as a special advisor, though he noted at the time that no contract had been finalized. During the program, host and listeners repeatedly sought clarification on whether the proposed appointment had since been formalized, noting that the position would involve working closely with the Premier and would be funded by taxpayers. Willock, however, stopped short of providing a direct answer.
And the issue of whether I'm a consultant or not, as I said, I will leave that for the Premier to announce. But I will say to you, I'm a Virgin Islander, and holding any job in my country, there should be no debate about that. None. I'm a Virgin Islander, and I can work any place, anywhere in my country. You know, I went out some days ago through the ports, and I hearing.
I think, can I push back on that?
Wait, no, let me finish.
Sure.
I'm hearing all kind of foreign accents at public sector jobs. I made a call sometime to a ministry. I'm hearing all sort of accent, you know. So it's a country where we're building for everyone, and I support that. But there should be no debate about a Virgin Island getting a job any place.
Right.
Once he or she's qualified.
We agree.
So this matter of whether I'm a consultant or not, or I'm employed by the Premier, is a non-issue.
It is an issue. You cannot say it's a non-issue.
Let the Premier make his announcement. It's a non-issue. I can work, Damien.
Yes.
I'm a Virgin Islander.
You are.
Ancestral one at that.
You are.
And I can work any place, anywhere in my country.
And we agree.
And in the private sector.
We agree on that.
So I don't think we should spend no more time.
No, I agree. We agree. But
as questioning continued, Willock maintained that the matter was not of significant importance, repeatedly stating that he is an ancestral Virgin Islander, implying that it should not matter, while defending his right to pursue employment opportunities within the territory.
I'm pushing back slightly because of how you put it forward.
Okay.
And I disagree to an extent.
Okay.
For example, at the end of the day, it is still a position where public funds are being used to bring on a special advisor.
But the others who are working and still public funds are using.
No, that's fair. But you cannot say it's a non-issue. It has to be an issue, because what we would need to know as the general public is these are his performance indicators. KPIs are clear, objectives are clear, because it's a public interest position. So you can't say it's a non-issue. And if we don't know about it, it's only fair that the public asks, because if you're an advisor to the government, your advice to the government will impact the lives of the public, so you can't say it's a non-issue.
Well, you certainly can't have it both ways. You can't have it both ways, and I think there's a little bit of that's coming through on this. That you're trying to say, well, it's a non-issue, and no one's objecting to you having a job.
No, not at all.
Anywhere, Mr. Willard.
Not a qualified Virgin Islander.
Not a qualified Virgin Islander.
So what is the issue, though?
The issue is you're sitting here and you're saying to the wider public that you basically don't have a right to know until the Premier makes the statement or not. And I'm saying that's not good enough. Because if you are already in the position and you're then now going to seek...
Gentlemen.
No, please, Ms. Well, let me finish. You're going to seek the public to support you. You're going to go to their front doors, you're going to knock on their front doors, and you're going to say, I'm Julian Willock, please support me. And that member that you might have spoken to would say, I'm the person that handed in the question about whether you're a servant or not, and whether you're being paid, and you said it's a non-issue. So what do you have to say now?
Despite repeated inquiries, Willock neither confirmed nor denied whether he had been appointed to the advisor position.
I will give the Premier the privilege to announce whether or not I am working for the Premier. That's only fair.
We get that.
You know, so I don't understand the
only reason why we're back here
anxiety.
is because the only reason why we're back here is that
The public have asked.
That's fine. And it's a legitimate question, as I've said. And yes, I'm being paid by taxpayers if the job is mine. So
right.
Yeah, but
you could agree though that it would be in the public's interest to have some knowledge to your role and what you're expected to do for the Premier, right? For the government.
Well, and I appreciate the public interest in that. I will simply say that as a qualified Virgin Islander, I find it a little curious that anyone will want to make an issue of whether I work
issue at all.
Whether I work in my own country. I didn't know that was an issue. I guess every BV Islander now have to come before some altar to say to justify whether they can work in their country. I mean,
Britannia Wichita, Tweet for News. Meanwhile, Willock has also confirmed his electoral bid for the upcoming general election. More details in this report. Businessman Julian Willock, who is a former House Speaker of the House of Assembly, has ended months of speculation, finally admitting that he plans to contest the next general election, constitutionally due by June next year in District 3. For months, Willock has been holding activities in the 3rd District along with his committee, and had said he would not contest the seat if the incumbent Julian Fraser, who is now the Deputy Premier in a Virgin Islands party government, is running. Fraser, at a recent event in District 3, said he plans to run for office again. During the Talking Points program on Monday on ZBVI, Willock also said he plans to run for the seat.
If everything stays on track, I will be on the ballot for the 2027 general election in the Virgin Islands.
Amazing. And that's for the 3rd or?
That's for District 3.
District 3.
Yes.
Okay. So I guess we just have to start right here.
Yeah.
I'm speechless.
You make it breaking news.
Breaking news on Talking Points. It's official.
Yeah.
The esteemed will be contesting the general elections, and that will be for District 3. So.
Has he spoken to the fat lady?
That's what I wanted to get to.
That's the question of the day.
Well, who is this fat lady?
We've heard about this.
Well, we heard about.
Man, y'all got to keep me abreast of these things.
We heard that not until the fat lady sings will I hang up my hat. And I don't know, has the fat lady sang? Because I know one of your, well, all joke aside, I know you have great respect for Honorable Fraser.
Very much so.
And
it's my political mentor.
Right. And you wanted to make sure that you weren't competing against him in previous considerations.
Yes.
Is that the case? Has he decided to continue, or is he retiring? What's happening?
Well, I will suggest that you have an interview with Honorable Fraser to ask him about his intention.
Okay.
What I will say, and I've said it a million times, that I will not run against Honorable Fraser.
Mm-hmm.
And however, I am running in this upcoming general election.
Mm-hmm.
And I come to the people of the 3rd District with much humility, to be a servant leader. And as I've said to many at the homes, if I've said or done anything that's offended anyone, I come to the table with a pure heart, asking for forgiveness. And my only job is love for people, hence love for country.
Willock says he intends to go through the process in the VIP Congress and hopes to be the successful candidate.
I am a member of the Virgin Islands Party, a long-standing member of the Virgin Islands Party, and I hope to go through their Congress process in getting the nomination to run in District 3.
So that hasn't been confirmed officially?
No, they have not had a Congress to verify or confirm any of their candidates.
But with your declaration today, if you're not successful throughout that process, are you still going to go ahead?
If I'm not successful with what?
With the Virgin Islands Party electing you as a candidate on their ticket?
I am not one of those guys who pick up my marbles and run anywhere. I am committed to processes. I'm committed. I remember in 2019 I ran in the Congress. I think I lost by 4 votes, and I didn't pick up my marbles and run anywhere.
Right.
I am a Virgin Islands Party member. There's a process, and I respect that process.
Right.
Britannia Whittle for 284 News. And with that, we take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Across the Virgin Islands, drivers have trusted VI Motors for generations. For 60 years, we've delivered dependable transportation, expert repairs, and quality parts, all under one roof. As a proud Napa franchise, our parts department carries leading brands like PPG Paints, Magic Accessories, Top Don Diagnostics Tools, Westlake and Goodyear Tires, plus reliable LTH batteries. Everything your vehicle needs to perform at its best. Our expert service department handles maintenance, diagnostics, and repairs you can rely on. And our vehicle sales team offers trusted Toyota and Honda vehicles built for island life. We proudly serve you at 2 locations, our flagship store in Dove's Bottom, Tortola, and our location on Virgin Gorda. From parts to service to sales, we're committed to you every step of the way. VI Motors, service beyond the call, serving the Virgin Islands for 60 years.
Hey girl, you hear about that deal with that bundles? Yeah, but everybody gatekeeping where I could get the good stuff. And I really need, cause my stylist put me onto a website here, and the inches is not inching, and the bundles, oh my, you're not even bundling. Like, I don't even know what's up. Stylist? You mean talking about hair? What? You deaf? Yo, I said me talking about hair. What are you talking about? CCT. I confused.
Save up to $1,000 when you bundle your mobile, fiber, or broadband services. Bundle all 3 and receive a free MiFi device on us. That's what's up when you bundle up with CCT. Life Unlimited.
Welcome back. And in government, Premier Dr. Natalia Wheatley has defended his administration's investment in major entertainment events. Details in this report. Premier Dr. Natalia Wheatley says government support for concerts and festivals is part of a broader strategy to diversify the Virgin Islands tourism offerings and create new economic opportunities. Addressing criticism over government-backed events, including last year's Vibes Cartel concert and previous music festivals, on the Too Inquisitive podcast with host Lawrence Bunchy Wheatley, the Premier said his administration has been focused on building tourism products capable of attracting visitors and stimulating spending throughout the territory. The Premier pointed to established attractions such as the Anegada Lobster Festival, Fox's Old Year's Night Celebration, the August Festival, and the Virgin Gorda Easter Festival as examples of tourism products that have been successfully developed through investment over time. According to Wheatley, the government's efforts to introduce new entertainment events are consistent with strategies employed across the Caribbean, where countries regularly invest in festivals to attract visitors and boost economic activity.
So we've been attempting to build new products. It's been difficult. Sometimes the execution hasn't been perfect. We haven't always gotten it right. But I think the attempt to build a product is consistent with what other Caribbean countries and other countries generally are doing. It helps to stimulate the economy. It helps to create a nightlife. It helps for persons to spend money. And the bar owners make some money, and the restaurants make some money, the taxis make some money, the barber shops make money, the clothing stores make money. So it's a good stimulant to the economy, especially, when the tourism season slows down. Yeah. And in the summer months, it helps to create economic activity.
He cited examples including music festivals in Antigua and Barbuda, St. Lucia, Dominica, and St. Kitts and Nevis, noting that the Virgin Islands has previously enjoyed success with its own music festivals. He also highlighted the social value of entertainment events, saying they provide residents with an outlet from the stresses of everyday life.
These things also help persons from a very human perspective. And I think Marshall Montano has a song called Party, right? Yeah. And he says, all week we work hard. Yeah. We deserve a party. Tell everybody. Yeah. Let's get it started. And he speaks about the fact that people need a stress reliever. Mia Motley's in that video. Exactly, because she agrees, with crop over and all of that. So there's also an aspect that when you have all of this stress that people are going through, and all of the challenges and the difficulties people have, you need to give them an outlet, so that they can kind of ease their mind a little bit. So from a social standpoint, I think it's also important.
Responding to concerns about government spending priorities, Wheatley said funding for such events was not taking away from critical infrastructure or public services. Instead, he explained that money came from unspent allocations remaining at the end of the fiscal year. He said lengthy administrative and procurement processes often leave budgeted funds unused by year end, allowing government to redirect a portion of those resources toward initiatives it wishes to complete before the close of the financial year.
These monies are not taken away from other things, because what I basically do is at the end of the year, we got millions of unspent dollars, millions of money that is unspent. So I generally use money that has not been spent, because the problem with getting stuff done in the Virgin Islands is not money. People don't realize it. When they say, oh, you don't fix the roads, it's not money, it's time.
Yeah.
We take a long time to do anything. So even though we budget this money for the roads, we go through these long processes and the money doesn't get spent in the year. So we basically use some of that money to do some things at the end of the year that we want to do before the year ends.
Wheatley has been dubbed the party premier, causing the topic to become a recurring point of debate among residents and political critics. Britannia Whittle, Tweet for News. And in other news, congratulations are in order for BVI representatives from the recent Mrs. Globe pageant. Details in this report. The British Virgin Islands is celebrating the success of its representatives at the 30th anniversary of the Mrs. Globe pageant in Palm Springs, California. Shakima Baptiste Henry made history as the first BVI representative to win a People's Choice title at Mrs. Globe, capturing the People's Choice Award for Mrs. Curve Globe 2026. She was also named second runner-up for Mrs. Curve Globe 2026. Receiving the Most Charismatic Award and placed in the top 3 for Best Evening Gown. Kimberly Herbert also earned the international recognition, finishing as second runner-up in the Mrs. Globe People's Choice category and receiving the Humanitarian Award for her commitment to service. Mrs. BVI Director Alicia Green praised both women for representing the territory with pride, saying their achievements showcase the strength, beauty, and resilience of BVI women on the world stage. In a Facebook Live on June 20th, Baptiste Henry spoke about the importance of the work being done and what it means for women in the territory.
A lot of women message me and say, Shakima, I need some money for books for my kids or for groceries or something. People are struck, especially women. I'm so grateful to have my husband that I'm not a single parent mom, because it's not easy. And a lot of women, and the next thing too, I told Kimberly when we got the nominations, I said, Kimberly, if one award I want you to win is humanitarian, because Kimberly is out in the community helping women with Pampers and wipes.
Meanwhile, Jermaine Mr. Alpha Fitness Henry was nominated for Husband of the Year in recognition of his support throughout the competition. Britannia Whittle, Tweet for News. And in education, Justice Janice Pereira shared a special message with HLSC graduates. Details in this report. Embrace new opportunities. Those were some words of encouragement to the 2026 graduating class of the H. Lavity Stout Community College from Justice Janice Pereira, a Virgin Islander who now sits on the London-based Privy Council. During the graduation ceremony recently, where Justice Pereira was the guest speaker, she told the graduates that in an ever-changing global world, they must be ready to fully embrace new opportunities and challenges. She shared that she did not think she would be around to experience the current revolution, which is currently taking place at such great speed through the immersion of artificial intelligence, AI, which has the potential to upending so much they rely on in real and consequential ways.
Even raising the fear that us humans may become irrelevant or even extinct. Indeed, there are those who are convinced that AI is now conscious. So there can be no doubt that economic, social, environmental, and other related challenges would test your resolve and ingenuity like never before. That means that you must be ready, able, and willing not only to adapt to changes, but to become the change makers. You must be the change you want to see. You must become unstoppable. Essentially, this is what thriving in action is. Action is the bridge between potential and achievement. Every breakthrough in science, art, business, medicine, and leadership began as an imperfect step. The world remembers people who dared to act.
However, Justice Pereira strongly believes these graduates are prepared to face these challenges head on.
I understand that you have focused your learning in diverse areas, ranging from accounting, business administration, natural sciences, human services, marine technology, architecture, construction management, and so on. That is pleasing to hear because a holistic, developing, and sustainable Virgin Islands need leaders, entrepreneurs, and a skilled workforce in every field. Just recently, I read an article in which Mr. Larry Fink, the boss of BlackRock, which is the world's largest asset manager, he expressed the view that given the world in which we now live, in which AI is overtaking many jobs humans now do, we now need fewer lawyers, like myself, more plumbers, welders, electricians, and other entrepreneurs and leaders. He bemoaned the fact that our societies had idolized jobs such as banking and what he called the in-office culture, while undervaluing skilled trades. This observation speaks volumes about the changes already taking place all around you. I think he makes a valid point. By way of example, just look at banking today. In years past, banks got to know their customers by seeing and interacting with them. Now banks are happy not to see you, and they encourage you to do your business online. So gone are the days of many tellers and relationship officers, or being able to speak to a natural person. And if you need to chat with the bank about your banking problem, chances are you may have to chat with an AI assistant. Now, don't get me wrong. I am not at all criticizing the banks, but merely demonstrating the direction in which the world is moving and the rapid changes that are taking place.
Britannia Whittle for 284 News. And we're up on another break. Do stay with us.
At Higher BVI, we're not just about business. We're about empowering lives, and that is because we aspire to inspire. By choosing us, you're supporting a company that believes in equal opportunities, diversity, and community growth. Our mission goes beyond profit. It's about providing HR solutions, fostering talent, and leaving a positive impact. Join us in building a better future, a better BVI. Choose Higher BVI, where your support isn't just a transaction, it's a transformation. Together, we're changing lives in these beautiful Virgin Islands.
Welcome back, and now to regional news. St. Lucia is set to assume the chairmanship of CARICOM. Details in this report. St. Lucia will assume the chairmanship of the Caribbean Community on July 1 and host the 51st regional meeting of the Conference of Heads of Government from July 5 to 8, Prime Minister Philip J. Pierre announced. The meeting, which will be held under the theme CARICOM, From Resilience to Renewal in a Changing World, will bring together regional leaders to discuss key issues affecting the Caribbean and chart a path forward for the community. In a statement launching the conference, Pierre said St. Lucia's assumption of the 6-month chairmanship marks an important milestone for both the country and the region. He will succeed current CARICOM chairman, Prime Minister Dr. Terence Drew of St. Kitts and Nevis, with St. Lucia serving as chair until December 31st, 2026. During its chairmanship, St. Lucia intends to focus on strengthening regional unity, advancing climate resilience and climate justice, improving security, deepening economic cooperation, expanding food and nutrition security, and creating greater opportunities for citizens.
But resilience alone is no longer enough. The task before us now is renewal. Renewal of our economies, renewal of our regional cooperation, renewal of our institutions, renewal of opportunity for our people, and renewal of confidence in our collective ability to shape our own future. CARICOM was founded on the belief that our small states could achieve far more together than we could ever accomplish alone. That principle remains as relevant today as it was at the birth of our community.
The conference will begin with an opening ceremony on July 5, followed by a Heads of Government retreat on July 6. Formal business sessions are scheduled for July 7 and 8, during which leaders will deliberate on issues critical to the future of the community. Britannia Whittle, Tweet for News. And in sports, the athletics track at the A.O. Shirley Recreational Ground is set to receive an anticipated upgrade. Details in this report. The long-awaited resurfacing of the athletics track at the A.O. Shirley Recreation Ground is set to begin following the signing of a contract involving the government of the Virgin Islands and key project partners. A contract signing ceremony was held at the A.O. Shirley grounds with representatives from the Virgin Islands government, the BVI Olympic Committee / Pan Am Sports, the Recovery and Development Agency, and Mondo America Inc. The agreement covers the supply, installation, and supervisory services for the new track surface. Once completed, the facility is expected to receive World Athletics Class II certification, bringing the territory's premier athletics venue up to an internationally recognized standard for competition and training. Government officials and project partners said the upgrade represents a significant investment in the territory's sporting infrastructure and will enhance opportunities for local athletes to train and compete on a certified track.
Nearly a decade after Hurricanes Irma and Maria, we are taking another major step forward with the complete resurfacing of this track, a significant investment in the future of Virgin Islands sport.
Britannia Whittle, Tweet for News. And that's it for today's news roundup. Be sure to follow us for daily news updates at tweet4media.com and like us on Facebook at Tweet4Media and Tweet4Media BVI on Instagram and X. I'm Britannia Whittle. Until next time, pleasant viewing.